In this video, we will show you how to install and start up a laser machine using the Wattsan 1290 DUOS ST as an example. Place the box with the machine in the area of its supposed installation. The distance from the walls should be at least 1.5 meters. 220-volt outlets to connect your machine and accessories, and a ground point for your equipment should be located in the nearest access. To unpack the box, you will need the following tools: a screwdriver with an 8mm head, a strong slotted screwdriver, a crowbar. First, undo bolts around the perimeter of the lower part of the machine box. Use the screwdriver. Then use the slotted screwdriver to pry open the top cover of the box. Use the crowbar all the way around the top cover of the box. Put the lid away. Using the crowbar, pry open the side front cover. Put away the remaining one. Remove the protective shipping wrap. Unpack a honeycomb table. Put it away and check the machine housing for damage. Open the main lid of the machine and make sure the set is complete. The basic list of equipment includes 4 machine legs, working table blades, an air exhauster, 2 corrugated hoses for the exhaust system, 3 metal hose clamps for the corrugated hoses, a set of fasteners for machine legs, an air compressor, a water pump, a machine ground cable, an internet cable, a USB cable, a set of hex wrenches, a power cord of the machine, a double-sided duct tape for alignment, a tube with sealer, mechanical installation. First of all, open all the lids of the machine. Inspect the machine. Make sure there are no loose wires anywhere. Check that there is no additional equipment in the machine. Find holes for the machine legs. Lift the machine and install the first leg of the machine. Tighten the bolts, securing the first leg of the machine. Install the second leg. Now the machine stands on 2 legs. Repeat the previous steps with the second pair of legs. Remove the machine from the pallet. Unpack working table blades and install them into T-slots of the working table. Start with the leftmost and use every 2 T-slots. Install the honeycomb table on the top of the working table blades. Cut off the tie straps that secure the belts to the working table of the machine. Setting the LaCie laser tube. Open the box with the laser tube. Make sure that it is not broken and there are no chips inside the box and no breaks or damages on the tube. Take out the laser tube. Open the laser tube bay in the machine. Unscrew a bolt from each fastening for the laser tube and move the top of the fastening to the side. Take the laser tube and carefully place it into the mounting seats. The laser tube cathode should be on the reflecting mirror side. Secure the laser tube with the fastenings. Connecting the cathode wire. Twist the laser tube cathode wire with the cathode wire of the ignition unit. Wrap the resulting twist with the usual duct tape. Connecting the anode wire, take a piece of silicone hose and put it over the anode cable. Twist the laser tube anode wire with the anode wire of the ignition unit. Wrap the resulting twist with a high voltage electric tape, with a voltage of at least 10,000 kilovolts per layer in at least 4 layers. Put a silicone hose on top and wrap the ends of the hose with the high voltage electric tape. Connect the water inlet hose to the anode side of the laser tube and the water outlet hose to the cathode side of the laser tube. Take the second laser tube and carefully put it into the mounting seats. The laser tube cathode should be on the reflecting mirror side. Secure the laser tube with the fastenings. Connecting the cathode wire. Twist the laser tube cathode wire with the cathode wire of the ignition unit. Wrap the resulting twist with the usual duct tape. Connecting the anode wire. Take a piece of silicone hose and put it over the anode cable. Twist the laser tube anode wire with the anode wire of the ignition unit. Wrap the resulting twist with the high voltage electric tape, with a voltage of at least 10 kilovolts per layer, in at least 4 layers. Put a silicone hose on top and wrap the ends of the hose with the high voltage electric tape. Connect the second water supply hose to the anode side of the second laser tube and the second water outlet hose to the cathode side of the second laser tube. Installing the RDWORKS laser tube. Open the box with the laser tube. Make sure that it is not broken and there are no chips inside the box and no breaks or damages on the tube. Take out the laser tube. Open the laser tube bay in the machine. Unscrew a bolt from each fastening for the laser tube and move the top of the fastening to the side. Take the laser tube and place it into the mounting seats. The laser tube cathode should be on the reflecting mirror side. Secure the laser tube with the fastenings. Connecting the cathode wire. Connect the ignition unit wire to the laser tube bolt on the side of the laser beam output. Connecting the anode wire. Remove the insulating cap from the laser tube anode. Connect the anode wire of the laser tube ignition unit to the laser tube bolt. Wrap the connection with at least 4 layers of the high voltage electric tape, with a voltage of at least 10 kilovolts per layer. Put a silicone hose on top and wrap the ends of the hose with the high voltage electric tape. Connect the water inlet hose to the anode side of the laser tube and the water outlet hose to the cathode side of the laser tube. The correct installation of the laser tube. The water outlet fitting at the cathode side of the laser tube should face upward and at a slight inclination of 10 to 30 degrees. If the water outlet fitting faces down or sideways, it means that the laser tube is installed incorrectly. It must be amended. Unscrew the top part of the laser tube fastening. Rotate the laser tube around its axis so that the water outlet fitting faces upwards and at a slight inclination of 10 to 30 degrees. Secure the laser tube in the mountings. After connecting water supply hoses, secure all connections with the silicone pipes with plastic tie straps to prevent water leaks. Unpack the air compressor. Take 2 silicone hoses from the machine's set. Screw the barb fitting into the air compressor. Connect one end of the silicone hose to the compressor's fitting and the other to the machine's fitting. At the back of the machine, there is a special connector for the air compressor called air inlet. Connect the air compressor plug to the machine's power outlet that is located on the back right side of the laser machine. Connecting power of the laser machine. The machine is powered by the power outlets located at the left rear of the machine. Connect a power cord to each connector on the machine. Then connect these cables plugs to the voltage regulator. Connect the ground wire to the special bolt on the machine that is located in the back right side between power outlets. Connect the other end of the ground wire to the grounding point in your workshop. Connecting the exhaust ventilation system. Take the corrugated hose for the exhaust system and a metal clamping band. Get under the machine and connect the corrugated hose to the special flange under the machine. Tighten the corrugated hose with the metal clamping band so that it does not fall down. Connect this corrugated hose to the air exhauster flange, which is located in the middle of the air exhauster. Tighten the corrugated hose with the metal clamping band so that it does not fall off the flange. Take the second corrugated hose for the exhaust system and a metal clamping band. Connect it to the air exhaust flange that is located on the side of the air exhauster. Tighten the corrugated hose with the metal clamping band so that it does not fall off the flange. Connect the second end of this hose to your ventilation system or take it outside through a window or door. Initial startup of the machine. Put the key in the lock on the front panel of the machine and turn it clockwise. Turn all potentiometer buttons all the way to the right. Press out the emergency stop button. Press all buttons on the side of the machine below the display. Make sure that the machine is turned on and the laser heads move. Check if air from the air compressor comes out the laser head nozzle. Leveling up. The equipment should be positioned parallel to the floor level. We recommend using a laser level for this task. Point the laser beam of the laser level to the machine's bed and adjust the legs of the machine so that the machine is parallel to the floor. Checking the alignment. Adjust the laser beam path so that the beam always hits the center of each of 3 mirrors on your laser machine, regardless the position of the laser head. Start the adjustment with the mirror next to the laser tube. For this task, use a masking tape or a double-sided duct tape. Stick it on each mirror in several layers. Go to the second mirror. Go to the third mirror. Make sure that the laser beam comes out the center of the nozzle, adjusting the high voltage unit. Each time the laser tube is replaced or installed for the first time, the maximum current delivered by the high voltage unit to the laser tube must be adjusted. To adjust it, you need to remove the high voltage unit. Unscrew nuts, 4 pieces, on the panel on which the high voltage unit is mounted. Take it away for easier adjustment. Set the power on the display to 100%. Turn the potentiometers above the display all the way to the right. To adjust the current, you need a small slotted screwdriver. With this screwdriver, you have to twist the variable resistor inside the high voltage unit through the hole in the unit. Adjust the maximum current according to the specifications of your laser tube. When adjusting, press the pulse button on the machine's control panel for several seconds and look at the ampere meter. The ampere meter will show current force. If the current force does not correspond with the specifications of your laser tube, adjust it with the potentiometer inside the high voltage unit. Adjusting the second laser head. You can adjust the position of the second laser head on a machine with 2 laser heads. Adjusting the level of the working area. Check the level of your working area. To do this, move the laser head to the lower right corner. Take the focus bar and place it under the nozzle. Lower the tube of the laser head to the focus bar and lock the tube. Move the laser head to the far right corner. Check the distance from the nozzle tip to the working area. It should be equal to the width of the focus bar. Move the laser head to the far left corner. Check the distance from the nozzle tip to the working area. It should be equal to the width of the focus bar. Move the laser head to the near left corner. Check the distance from the nozzle tip to the working area. It should be equal to the width of the focus bar. If you need to adjust the level of the working area, find the work table fixing nuts. There are 4 of them. Take the spanner, loosen both nuts and adjust the level of the work table. The level of the work table in the center can be adjusted with the blade's support bar. Unscrew the necessary bolts on the blade's support bar and adjust the height of the bar. Cleaning the optics. To clean the optics, you will need ultra-high purity acetone and a lint-free cotton swab. Dip the cotton swab into the acetone and carefully clean each mirror without pressing the mirror. To clean the focus lens, remove the air supply hose from the laser head. Pull out the tube and unscrew the nozzle. Dip the cotton swab into the acetone and clean both sides of the lens. Connecting chiller. Place the box with the chiller next to the machine. To ready the chiller, you will need a box cutter and distilled water. Open the box with the chiller. Unpack the chiller and check it for damages. Take the power cord from the set. Pour the distilled water into the chiller according to the equipment's specifications. The water level can be checked on a scale on the back of the chiller. The water level should be within the green zone. Remove protective caps from the fittings at the back of the chiller. Connect a silicone pipe from the machine's set to each fitting. Place the chiller at the back left of the machine. Connect the second end of the silicone hoses to the chiller in the following order. Connect the hose from the chiller water inlet fitting to the water outlet on the machine, and the hose from the chiller water outlet fitting to the water inlet on the machine. Connect the power cable to the chiller's connector and its plug to the machine's power connector called the water pump. Start the chiller. Make sure that the water is supplied to the laser tube in the direction of the laser beam exit. Look closely at the air bubbles inside the laser tube cooling circuit. If there are any air bubbles, you must remove them. Loosen the laser tube fastenings and rotate the tube around its axis. Do not forget to properly install the laser tube and secure it after the procedure is done. Use plastic hose clamps to secure all silicone hose connections to fittings on the machine and on the chiller. Set up the chiller. Enter the chiller settings by pressing the up arrow and set for a few seconds until the 0 symbol appears. Use the up arrow key to select the 8 symbol and press Set. Select the F3 parameter and press Set. Set the value to 0 and press Set. This parameter changes the smart water temperature support mode to manual. Select F8 and press Set. Set the value in the range 18 to 25 and press Set. This parameter sets the upper limit value for the water temperature in the chiller. Select F9 and press Set. Set the value in the range 12 to 18, but not below the dew point of your room, and press Set. This parameter sets the lower limit of the chiller water temperature. Exit the settings by pressing RST. Connecting the PC. Take the USB cable and the USB drive from the machine set. Put it into your PC and into the PC connector on your machine. Put the USB drive into your PC. Copy the RDWORKS and install it on your PC. Cutting and engraving tests. In RDWORKS, draw a rectangle as large as possible based on the dimensions of your machine's work table and the material you have to cut. Set the cutting parameters in RDWORKS so that you do not cut through the material. Run the resulting control program. Measure the diagonals of the resulting figure and compare them to each other. The diagonals should be equal. Our diagonals are not equal. Measure the sides of the figure and write them down. We will need them later. Draw the resulting figure in full scale in a graphics editor. Here, our figure is labelled as bad. And fit this figure into a rectangle. It is labelled as good. Measure this distance. Now your task is to adjust the position of one of the sides of the gantry to this distance. Before the adjustment, position the gantry in any place on the work table and measure the distance between the gantry and a stationary mechanical part of the machine. First on the right side, then on the left side. Write down the resulting values. Find the motor that drives the Y-axis. It is on the far side of the work table, in the middle. Loosen the coupling on the side of the gantry you want to adjust. Now, one side of the gantry moves independently of the other, allowing it to be adjusted. Your task is to position this side of the gantry at a distance from the stationary mechanical element, which you previously used to measure, according to your measurements in the graphical editor. The other side of the gantry should remain in its original position. Tighten the coupling. Run the control program with the rectangle again. Measure the diagonals of the new rectangle. If they are not equal to each other, repeat the adjustment process again. Congratulations! The equipment is ready for work. If necessary, contact our specialists and we will help you with your tasks.